Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for the Lost City of Amdapor Hard. This is the second dungeon made available by patch 3.2 in Final Fantasy XIV, Gears of Change. I won't bug you with nonsense here, so let's get light to it. My name is Ms. Tech and I'll be your dungeon guide. The trash in this first section is very similar to that of normal Amp City, and you'll have to break through some gates to progress. First boss is Akamoth. Throughout the fight, he'll cast Psycho SQUAMA, a massive cone at a random player. Avoid this as necessary. A player can also be tethered to this ball, which will drop a puddle of poison when it reaches its player, debuffing them and anyone around them at the time. The affected player should move this away from the group and drop the puddle in a safe area. When the boss casts NEURO SQUAMA, each player will spawn a shadowy clone that will cast large AoE cones in the direction they were facing in at the time. Avoiding these AoEs here can be quite tricky if all the clones are all over the place. So I would suggest having people face to the outside of the arena during cast. This will cause most of the AoE to blast outside of the arena, allowing plenty of room to dodge on the inside. These mechanics will repeat until the boss is down. The next section may look a little familiar. Dragging each mob into the light will debuff them, allowing your group to get through them faster. The next boss is Winged Lion. This boss will cast Ancient Arrow, Ancient Stone, and Ancient Holy AoEs throughout the fight, spawning stone, wind, or holy bubbles. These bubbles will grow in strength over time, indicated by the height of this wall around them, and eventually explode, dealing high damage. It's important to pop these bubbles before the damage gets too spicy. Periodically, he will cast Ancient Holy and leap into the air, spawning an arcane sphere beneath him. Players must destroy this as soon as possible to minimize the damage of Ancient Holy. Eventually, the boss will cast Ancient LIBRA, which will place either a wind or earth resistance down debuff on all players. From this point on, players will only be able to pop bubbles of opposite element to avoid excess damage. For the next Ancient Holy cast, the boss will spawn an additional 2 adds that should be picked up and destroyed. Prioritize the arcane sphere here before destroying the adds. The fight will repeat until the boss is down. Remember to keep an eye out on your debuff before popping balls, and the damage should be easy to handle. The last set of trash can be a little spicy at times, so tanks and healers be ready. The last boss is Caribou. You'll notice the boss has a buff called Seed of Life, which will allow her to resurrect twice throughout the fight. As you may guess, with each res comes different phases and abilities. In this first phase, you'll get an idea of each of her abilities without worrying too much about what they do yet. The first is Glory, a wide frontal cone. Avoid this as necessary. Next ability is Regen, which drops an AoE healing puddle that doesn't actually heal her. She will then leap to a random player and begin to cast Cure 4, which again looks like an AoE blast but doesn't really do much. Even her Cure 3 cast doesn't seem to do anything. Eventually you will kill her and she'll res with a few new buffs, the most important being Reverse. Reverse essentially has turned all of her happy little spells into dangerous ones. Regen, if you find yourself standing in it, will now do damage over time. Cure 4 is now a proximity-based AoE blast, and Cure 3 now marks up 2 players with these AoE circles before blasting them with high damage. Avoid both of these as necessary. The second time she reses, she will gain the ability to cast Decoy, spawning a tethered add that will slowly heal her until it is destroyed. Swap to this as soon as possible. She also gains the ability to swap between reverse and normal stances. If she casts Decoy in reverse, the decoy will instead tether to a random player and do damage over time to them until it is destroyed. Keep an eye out on what she's casting and in what stance, and handle each mechanic appropriately. And there you have it, the Lost City of Amdapor Hard. This place is fantastic with some really cool boss abilities. Let me know which of the new dungeons is your favorite in the comments down below. Up next, we'll look at the new Primal on normal mode. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.